Yeah, just a great book we're going to talk about today. We're just going to go through some of the highlights of the book. You can see I put all the little pages and all the little tabs and stuff in there so that I can actually give you all the stuff that I think is important. You might read it, you might find something else that's different for you, but for me, this book uh, have a lot of great nuggets in it. It's really hard to get folks to read nowadays, but if you want to go get a book, if you don't have this one, if you don't have this, you don't have this book, go get this book. It's a very good book to read. Okay, so Rich Dad Poor Dad, he has some steps outlined in the chapters here. Let's see. All right, so he has six main lessons in this book, and we're going to talk about most of them. I'm going to give you, like I said, some of the highlights that I really liked from the book, and some of the things that I still refer back to when I'm talking to some of my business coaching clients or those folks who are looking to try to get into their own business because like I said, everybody can own their own business. It's not for everybody, but this book will give you a really good idea of how entrepreneurs think a little bit and how it's really different than regular folks. Okay, so lesson number one: the rich don't work for money. The poor and the middle class work for money, and the rich have their money work for them. So what does that actually mean? Well, how do regular workers get their money? They ask for a raise, they trade time, they trade skills. The rich actually, if they have money, you got to have money to be rich, right? So they take that money and they actually get that money to do the work for them. So they don't have to be there. They just have to figure out where to put their money, what's the best places to put their money, actually, what things to invest in. Whereas middle class folks and poor folks, you're actually humping and humping and humping to actually get money. And that's the difference. One of the main difference between the rich folks and the poor folks. So the rich don't work for money. Their money works for them. And that's through different investments they can buy. And as I said, not savings. I was going to say savings. That's stupid. But as a segue, any of you guys have the game Cash Flow? That was one of the things I bought, after I read this book and a little bit later. Cash Flow, it actually is a pretty substantial investment. Not too much. It's like, I think it was like $300 when I bought it, but it's actually a course. It teaches you financial literacy is the term that is used, and teaches you about different investments. And one of the things I really love to do with that game is that when I'm playing it with someone or a couple or somebody else, I actually keep track of their decisions. And then later on in the end of the game, I go back and ask them why did they make the decisions they did. And let's just say, for instance, in the game, there's an opportunity to buy a CD, a regular certificate of deposit. It gives you what, 1.0% interest for the whole year. And in the game, after playing for a while, they'll see that there's a whole bunch of other investments that you can get that gives you a better return on investment. So they don't choose the CD. So at the end of the game, I would ask them, hey, do you actually have a CD? And if they say yes, my favorite thing to do is not really just jabbing them, but it is giving them a look. If you don't have a CD in the game, you wouldn't buy it in the game because it's stupid. It's stupid in real life. It also teaches you about real estate, teaches you about investing in the stock market, different stuff, businesses. Cash Flow 101 is a really, really great game to complement the book that you learn. Okay, lesson number two. It's not how much money you keep. It's not how much money you make. It's how much money you keep. This is why they teach financial literacy. See, one thing we have a big problem with is keeping the money. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. So if you look at how regular workers are taxed, this is really what it's talking about. A business itself, actual business, this is how corporations came about in businesses, that a business or a corporation actually uses after-tax dollars to pay for their expenses, then they get taxed. Whereas a regular worker, earns income, gets taxed, then gets their check, then they have to go purchase the things and pay their expenses. That's one of the biggest differences that you'll see in some of the richer folks or people who actually run the business. They'll tell you some of the tax advantages you get. Okay, lesson number 3. The rich focus on their asset column while everyone else focuses on their income column. Okay, hold on. Let me show you an actual picture of what he's talking about here, the income and the assets column, because if you've never read the book or you never saw any of his stuff or actual the diagrams, you won't understand. Let me see if I can get this in focus. Okay. All right, you see that over there? It's an income statement. Let's see if I can get this lined up right. Income statement and a balance sheet. See the income and the expenses on the top, assets, liabilities. So what he's saying is that the rich, they focus on that assets column, building assets that produce income, that go into the income. Whereas workers in regular middle, so they want to increase their income by getting a better job or getting a raise or various other methods they can use to get an increase in their job. So that's the real big difference between the workers and rich folks. So rich folks actually focus on the assets and building more assets and acquiring more assets. All right. Lesson number 4 that he said his rich dad taught him: the corporations are the biggest secret of the rich. Corporations. Okay. I used to tell folks that corporations were established when I went back and looked at them when those ships used to go out from England and go to all these different countries. And if the ship sank, the people who actually chartered the ship were responsible to those widows and children of those people who actually perished on the journey. But when they came up with corporations and actually came up with the business setting, now that business was actually liable, not the person themselves. So now that took that that liability off of the business itself. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to have to do something with this light. All right. Okay. Hopefully that's better. Okay. So where were we? Talking about the ships going down. Okay. So the actual use of the corporations is there's a lot of different benefits for it, but the main one, as I told you before, is the tax advantage. The tax advantage is the biggest secret and the biggest reason to run your own business. Just for the tax advantages alone, just the things you can write off. I mean, most people don't even know all the different possibilities that you can write off a portion of your home, your telephone bill, a portion of your not cable. Nobody already has cable anymore, but your internet bill. You can write these things off when you have a business. And as I said before, the difference between a business owner and a regular worker: the worker works, earns their money, they're taxed, and then they're given their money, what's left, to pay their expenses. Whereas a corporation or a business earns income, then they pay their expenses first, then they're taxed. So they're taxed on, they use after expense dollars to make their money, pay their expenses, then they're taxed. So they're not taxed like a regular person is. All right, let's go to number, let's see. Okay, number 5 or 6, I lost count. Okay. You have to work to learn and don't work for money. Okay, I've said this many a times to my kids that when you are actually going out to work, try to make it something that you're actually going to gain a skill from. When you go work, or like myself, let's just use myself as an example. Okay, I just came down from Oklahoma. I was working down there on the cattle. And while I was going to school, I was learning about cattle. I was taking ranch operations. So anytime I invest money in education, I'm learning a viable skill that I can actually put to work and get paid for. Okay, so when you work or volunteer, which is a better term for me, if you actually want to learn anything, the best way to do it is to volunteer. That's one of the reasons why I really like the European education system, because as I said before, they bring you up to around 15 or 16 or something like that. Then they decide whether or not you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever. And then they choose at that point whether you're going to either go to, like I said, to college, which is free there, or you can start doing apprenticeships. Like you can be, hey, Dana, what's going on, man? You can be an apprentice. You can go be a baker, or you can try being a nurse, or whatever you like to do. You can actually go try it. My landlord, while I was living in Germany, his daughter, she tried a whole bunch of stuff. And I think right now she's like an architect, or some type of, architect or something. But she tried a whole bunch of different businesses. So when you want to learn a skill, you want to try to learn something, go volunteer for it. If I had to do my kids over again, which I definitely the hell won't, I would tell them, hey, when you get to high school, start volunteering at different places. Maybe you go volunteer at a mechanics, go volunteer at a Kinko copier place or something. Just go volunteer, because you will see what are the things that you really like to do. And maybe the thing that you're looking to try to do in college is something you really won't like, but you've never tried it. So go try to do these things, go volunteer, go see if it's actually something that you really like. All right, let's go to the next one here. Just for those who's popped in, once again, we're reviewing the book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, one of my favorite books, changed my life. One day I'm going to meet the guy. I'm going to sit down and talk with him. Okay, chapter 7, lesson 7, overcoming obstacles. The primary difference between a rich person and a poor person is how they manage fear and difficulties and trials, all that stuff. As I said before, it's not easy to be an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs create things. They go through a lot of shit. You got to put up with a lot of stuff. Sometimes you might actually have to put in 5 to 10 years of work before you break through, before something happens. Do you have the patience to wait like that? Entrepreneurs also is not as fearful as regular folks. Not saying that we don't have fear. Yeah, I'm scared every time I put some money into something, but we make a calculated judgment, and we don't base our decision on our fear. We base our decision based off of the damn calculations. It's not if I'm scared to go invest in real estate. Of course I'm scared to invest money in real estate. Shit, it's my money. I don't want to lose it. But what are the benefits of it? Well, if I buy this house and get it repaired pretty much like I wanted to, get it refinanced or flip it, I get money, and then I can do something else. That's the benefit. See, we make our decisions based off the benefits of the opportunity, not because we're scared, because we've never done something before. Actually, most folks, entrepreneurs, that they try to do something all the time. They got to keep themselves busy. I'm a perfect example. I do all kind of shit. I sell stuff on eBay, do real estate. I just told you about the cattle. Do business consulting, help other people start their own business, social media marketing. I used to be a singer, a DJ, all those things that was on the video you can go check out. But I did a lot of things, and I continue to do a lot of things, because as an entrepreneur, you're always hungry. You're always looking to create and to do something new and different. Okay, here's a point that I want to bring out on this one. For most people, the reason they don't win financially is because of the pain of losing money is far greater than the joy of being rich. You'd rather stay poor. You'd rather stay hustling and humping day to day than to just try something different. Just try something you've never done before. I know you grew up, go to school, go to college, get a good job, work till you're 65, and then retire and die. But shit, why can't you retire at 45 or 44 like me? Why can't you retire at 20? There's kids now that are popping up with internet iPhone apps and selling million dollar companies to other companies and retiring and kicking back and chilling. We got to break that old paradigm. The whole system of the world is set up for business, but you got a job. Only work until you got your ladder built. Stop trying to climb the ladder. Make your own ladder. That's what we're trying to get done. My dream is that to have a conglomerate business where we have different corporations, different businesses all in the same group. And that way, when somebody wants to try something, they can come over and intern. Hey, you want to do art? Here, go over here to this wing. If you want to do dentistry, go down here. If you want to do personal fitness or personal trainer, go down here. All of it set up in one area. Try to figure out those things. Stop working. Stop building somebody else's dreams. Start building your own shit. All right. I think this is the final point. Yep. Okay. Getting started. There is gold everywhere. Most people aren't trained to see it. Okay. I said this before in another video. The main difference between an entrepreneur and a regular old person. We see money in everything. If you know how to get a whole bunch of these on cheap price, on the cheap, we can make a business out of it. You know how to get this book on the cheap, we can make a business out of it. Entrepreneurs also solve problems. So most people are so busy worrying about their own shit, worrying about their own issues, that they can't see the problems of the world and other people around them. People get paid millions of dollars to solve problems. All you have to do is find a problem, find a solution, or create the solution, and there's your business. It could be $1 million operation. Now it's just a matter of finding that problem. That's where it goes in those 3 skills: critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making. If you can't look at something that's going on and determine what's good and bad in a rational fashion, you'll never figure out fucking problems. You'll never will. Then if you can do that, you have to be able to come up with a whole bunch of solutions. So that's where problem solving comes in. If you don't know a whole bunch of solutions or can't research or find solutions to problems, there's some fucking things wrong with you. You need to go back to school, go learn how to evaluate and how to get shit done, take care. Hate when people call me and give me a problem all the time. Oh, I don't know how to do this. Oh, I don't know. Okay, well, damn, right now y'all living in the age of information. Google it. Google this shit. You can find it out. You can find out a whole bunch of possibilities. I watch YouTube videos and Google shit every day. Every day. Continual learning. Eternal hustling. That's the idea. Most people can't see businesses. They can't understand the process of a business. They don't know the why behind the business. That's why your businesses are failing time after time after time, because your why is wrong. If you create a business because you want to make money, you're going to lose. Your business have to be to serve, not to serve yourself, to serve others. If you can be the biggest server and help the most people and do the most good, those are the people who make the most money. Do something to help somebody. Find a solution to a problem. That's where millions are made. Okay? And the final portion of this book right here are some to-dos. I'm just going to read them straight from here. Okay, stop doing what you're doing. Because if what you are doing was working, you wouldn't be looking at this shit right now. Do something different. If you is fucked up, then be somebody else. Change your personality. Try something different. If you are not working, if you, the person, I'm talking about you, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about you. If your personality, if the things you know, if the skills that you have, if the personality you have, if the ability to talk that you have is not working, change. If the job is not supporting you, is not getting you to your dreams, change. Stop sticking in shit and hoping for salad. Man, I'm sorry. I get a little emotional sometimes about this. Look for new ideas. Same thing I just said. Stop doing the same shit. You know that old, whoever created that definition of insanity, wanting something different by keeping doing the same thing. That's the same shit people have. They complain about money. They complain about their life. They complain about everything, but they won't change. Change. That is the secret to success. Change. You always have to change with the times. If you have a successful business right now, you still got to change because shit gonna change. If you're running Facebook ads right now, shit, you might have to jump over to LinkedIn because LinkedIn is cheaper than Facebook. You never know. You might have to do some changing. All right, here's some more stuff. Find somebody who's done what you want to do. It's called mentorship or apprenticeship in other countries. We always try to want to be the ones who are original and invent the wheel. Well, learn from the person who invented the wheel first. Then you can make your own goddamn wheel. My steps to it is duplicate, emulate, then originate. That's the easiest ways to get a business going. Duplicate, copy somebody else's shit. Do what they're doing. Watch a video, exactly do the same thing they do. Emulate, change it up a little bit. Maybe it's in the same type of genre, but you're doing a little bit different than it. Then originate, come up with your own shit. But don't start off the bat with your own shit and you ain't never done nothing before, okay? Find somebody else who's done what you want to do, pick their brain, watch their videos, read their books, then get better. Take classes, read and attend seminars. See, I'm saying this shit already. I ain't even got to read the book. It's because it's ingrained in me. This is something that I've been doing for years and years and years. And it's something I want to teach to other people. It's something I want to give to everybody. I love to see everybody doing their own hustle, working their own business, building their own dreams. Instead of complaining about shit all the time and then trying to live this fake ass life where everything's perfect and things are going great, where your ass know that you about one toothpick away from breaking the bank and everything going crazy. All right. Some of these other things I don't really care for. But that's my personal review of this book. It's a lot more stuff in here, a lot more detail that you can go through and look. It's a great book. Absolutely great book. I'm going to find another book that just came out to review, probably maybe Dan Locke's Fuck You Money or Gary V's Punch Punch, Jab, 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 Right Cross, however the fuck it is. I'm going to find it, read it, and then I'm going to talk to you about it again. But yeah, most of the time it's online. I'm pretty sure you can actually download it right now. It's been out for a long time. He has a whole series of books. But you actually probably can go find a PDF and, bootleg the shit, really. But there's a lot of great information out there on the internet. There's a lot of possibilities of running your own business. There's a lot of people who out there who want to help you, including me. I want to help everyone. Anybody who comes to me wanting to try to build their business, no problem. I'll talk to you all day, give you all the information that I have. Now, if it's something that I'm doing that I have a course on or something, of course, we're going to look at money in. But I'll give you all the direction and all the guidance I can right off the bat. So let me see, available online, yeah. But this one of the first ones I've done here on Facebook Live. Appreciate those who've come. Appreciate those who thought about coming, and those who didn't think about it. Oh well, catch you on the next one. If there's any other questions and stuff, make sure you type in here. I'm going to put this on YouTube. I'm going to put a short clip of it on Instagram. So go to my YouTube, go to my Instagram and stuff. My links are in the J-Word Facebook page there. You'll find the Instagram link and the YouTube page link. And, let your friends know, this is the time. 2019, man, we got to kill it. You know, all my kids are pushing hard. I'm pushing hard. 2019 is going to be it for us. Not saying it's going to be finished, but we ain't bullshitting no more. I mean, we're really putting both feet into it, and we're really pushing hard. So that's what I'm meaning. I'm hoping to find some more folks who have that same mentality, and we're just going to push, you know, stop all the bullshit, stop dealing with all the folks who not doing nothing, and just focus on building our legacy and building their legacy. So that's all I got. And as I said, you know my saying, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. So if your job ain't making enough dollars to create your dreams and to build your dreams, it don't make sense. Change, do something different. Get your side hustle. You know, people say, I don't have time. You work from 9 to 5. Shit, you still got 6 o'clock till 2 o'clock in the morning. Start working. Get your side hustle going. That's all I got. Thank y'all again. See you on the next one.